Good evening, and welcome to the conclusion of For Whom the Bell Tolls. This is chapter 61, all the way up to the end that we're discussing here. Now, the story could have ended at the battlefield. I feel like that would have been a very satisfying resolution. Maybe wanting a sequel, certainly, but The Battlefield and the Flowers was such a touching, bittersweet cap to one of the core conflicts of this universe, and its effect on our main cast is very meaningful. Meaningful enough to imagine the next steps for ourselves. But our author has been acting out the help desk on TikTok for ages by now, and she has refused to let this lore drop of a prequel to that series end on that somber note. Lily will get her happy ending, and that is not a joke about dirty messages. Belle and his other soldiers have some difficulty returning to the training fields, but it turns out the camaraderie of sparring and practicing with the kind of brotherhood shared by comrades in arms is a kind of therapy in its own right. Of course, not to discount the aid of actual counselors, just like I thought, the level 1 and 2 staff are more than willing and able to fill that role, as they do for mortals. Leviathan, clearly some degree of neurodivergent, is super worried about the future of the help desk in the event they need a replacement for Lily if she reincarnates. At the top of his list of suggestion, well, Lily had already basically decided on permanent residence, despite the things she cannot experience as a soul. But there's apparently a little process that hasn't been much used for entire millennia, which takes that permanent residence to a whole other level. Of course, she cannot wait to apply, and Lev cannot wait to tell the other demon lords, albeit a very incomplete version of events that scares the hell out of them. Spoiler warning, it all works out. Of course it does. So the actual epilogue does give us a little extra a few years later. Sharky is interning at the help desk with two L's. Belle and Lily working on themselves a bit with future marriage and kids in mind. No major hurry, they have eternity to worry about that. And we are introduced to another soul. She comes to the desk convinced that she belongs in hell, but her file isn't there, and Lily can only pull up a soul file if they belong in hell. Kind of like Lily and Sharky. Of course, anyone who has found our author on TikTok picks up Penny's name from that. If there is a sequel in the works, I am looking forward to it. And if not, well, I will be binging the help desk for the next week.